There is an abundance of pleasure possible, a great deal more than most of us usually live. Welcome to the universe of deliciousness, which is a subtle, sensitive, sensual, spiritual realm known by mystics throughout the ages. It is a reality hidden just beneath the surface of ordinary everyday life, and it is waiting for us to discover it. Do you know that we're living in the most unsensual civilization ever? If many of us are anxious and ungrounded, it's really not our fault. Almost all of us have been hurt by accident, insult, stress, and we've jumped out of our bodies in order to survive. We've been taught that the way that we solve the problem of life is with our mind, with analyzing and assuming and strategizing. And we've learned that we need to endure suffering. We need to be good boys and girls. We need to work hard, finish everything on our to-do list, and then maybe at the very end, we might get a bit of relaxation and pleasure. We have forgotten that our pleasure and our power lies here in our body, in our soul. Pleasure is wise. It shows us that we're making healthy decisions, good choices for us, that we're taking the right steps forward. Pleasure is essential to balance the pain and difficulty of life. And pain and pleasure is calming and soothing and healing for our nervous system. Make no mistake, choosing more pleasure is revolutionary because it's choosing more self-authority. It is reclaiming our own wisdom, our power, and our resilience. Pleasure is not caused by people or things on the outside. It arises from our authenticity and our choice. And you and you and you and you and me are all worthy of really enjoying our lives, of living a dynamic stillness of full-bodied happiness. So I'm Julia Paulette Hollenbury. I'm an expert on happiness, joy, and relationships, and I'm the author of the book, The Healing Power of Pleasure. I've been working as a body worker, a therapist, a healer with people for over 25 years, and I've guided countless clients to feeling at home in their body and their lives. I'm a natural healer. I come from a family of healers and spiritual seekers for at least 3 generations. When I was a small girl growing up, my mum was a physiotherapist working from home. And with the client's permission, she would give me an arm or a leg to work on. She may have thought that I was playing, but I was serious and focused. So I have been on a huge transformational journey. I have lived the dark night of the soul for decades. My life began with trauma. In the womb, my brother died. And I didn't want to be born. I had to be pulled out by hard metal forceps on my soft, delicate baby head. I began life with this shock. I had brain damage, which meant that I lived from my body. I had to translate upwards from the sensations and feelings of my body into words and paragraphs and ideas. As a child, I felt very, very, very alone. I was living in the invisible, spiritual, imaginal realm. I could be myself out in the garden, out in nature, there surrounded by the colourful flowers and the buzzing insects, by the big willow tree and under the big blue sky, near the yellow wheat fields. There I could be in relationship with everything. But it seemed to me that I couldn't express my big happiness to the serious and sad people that I saw around me at home and at school. And I felt really misunderstood, and I felt existentially wrong. I had my first breakdown at the age of 18. I was on a train coming back from university and I chose to give up. The worst day of my life, I was in my 20s. It was a weekend, the sun was shining, I was with my best friend, and yet I felt that everyone else was entitled to God except me. And in my 20s and 30s, I felt further broken down. And I'm determined. As a child, my inner wisdom told me that I would one day write a book. And I was determined to become who I knew on the inside I really am. I was determined to manifest my gifts, to come into form, to really live my life fully. And so I set out on this huge transformational journey across counties, as we call them here in England, countries and continents. I turned to whoever I thought could help. A great big exploration of psychotherapy, ancestral healing, naturopathy, ecstatic dance. I don't always remember the great long list of things: Gurdjieff, homeopathy, yoga, tantra, osteopathy, meditation, inquiry. And along the way, I found some fake teachers and some good teachers who turned bad. And I found some wise, kind, real people who saw me and who helped me. The work works. The healing and spiritual journey can transform suffering into joy. And today I'm grateful. My daughter is happy and well, and I love my life with my boyfriend. So what I teach now comes from what I've learned from all of those teachers, from what I've seen works with my clients, and from what my heart knows and wants to share. I bring my formal professional therapeutic qualifications and my informal education in spiritual school. I'm sure in past lives I was a high priestess of ancient temples. I love to share my passion for the mystery, the life of the body, and real sensual relationships. In these uncertain times that we find ourselves now, when everything is changing rapidly, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and afraid. How can you know that you're taking the right steps forward, that you're making good decisions? How can we be best prepared individually and collectively? More than the mental maps of facts, figures, and conclusions based on events past and people from the past, the body knows. Your resilience is your embodiment. Your inner wisdom is connected with your sensuality and your pleasure, and your confidence is your true nature. The body is smarter than any of us. The body is constantly giving us feedback about what's going on inside of us and around us, if we can only listen. to what I call our instinctual intelligence. It will help us to know which way to turn, which phone call to answer, who to fall in love with, which tree to cut down. In our usual haste, distraction, and dissociation, it's not always been easy to sense our vulnerable, messy, embarrassing bodies. But we can now rediscover the amazing, sensate, wise, pleasurable body. Right now, can you feel your own feet on the ground? Can you feel your bottom in the chair? Perhaps you can feel wind in your hair or the taste of a raspberry in your mouth. Can you stay with your own feelings and sensations no matter what is going on for you? To prepare for an unknown future, to create true happiness, empowered relationships, and purposeful work, to sustain our personal health and the health of the planet, we need to learn to live from our body. So I invite you to read my book, The Healing Power of Pleasure, 7 Medicines for Rediscovering the Innate Joy of Being. It's been endorsed by Hay House authors and founders of psychotherapy schools and leaders in psychology, spirituality, and business. It's been reviewed as highly recommended, impressively well written, fun and engaging, lively and uplifting, a real treasure trove, and reader reviews are great. People are really enjoying it. The book is your guide into the universe of deliciousness. It's packed with insights and quotes and science and spirituality and daily practical exercises for you to live your best life together with others and the earth. So the 7 practical paradigm shifting medicines are slow body death, relationship, pleasure, power, and potency. And if you like the book, please leave a review on Amazon, perhaps buy a gift for a friend or a few for a friend. Help people to know about it so we can all get ourselves prepared for the uncertain future ahead with a new way of being that is thoroughly body-based. I also offer short classes, week-long retreats, and in-depth personal sessions. And there's many articles that I've written and free videos, and my website is called theuniverseofdeliciousness.com. Together, we can create a paradise on earth. We can live the universe of deliciousness, of kindness, respect, wisdom, and delight.